And we are live. Welcome, one, come all to the Wrestling Council, brought to you each and every week by our good friends at the Outright Geekery Podcast Network. You can check them out at outrightgeekery.com. We thank you for welcoming us into your homes each and every. No, that's wrong. That's going to be in trouble. But
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was good.
Well, welcome to the Akari Press version of the Wrestling Council. I am, of course, Antonio Bryce. I am the author of Brand Way of the Gun, which is currently over 23,000 on Indiegogo. And let's go around and introduce our not yet ready for primetime players. To the right of me, Mr. Boogie Bentley from the Talking Balls Network. How are you, Boogie?
Fantastic. I'm just going to go ahead and say this is going to be the greatest episode of the Wrestling Council ever.
Uh-oh. That didn't go too well when they said that on Backlash. So.
Yeah, might be a bad sign. I'm sorry.
Should I get the theme music and all that?
Yeah.
My back is starting to hurt. Ouch.
Okay. Well, it's good to see you again, Boogie. Enjoyed celebrating your birthday last weekend. We had a great stream for WWE Backlash and with all three of you. And of course, Jill and Frank and what was it?
RSRG, Phil was there.
Yeah,
Cornell
I mean, we had a lot.
Yeah,
Big Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy.
Daddy.
The Guardian of Chaos. But let me go back. Okay, so we got Boogie. Down there is Mr. Yule Carter. He is a fantastic comic book shop owner, and he's wearing shades for support of Corona.
That's right. I was told I have to wear these for all time. So until I get an upgrade, these will be the ones.
Ah, I see.
Until it's so dark I can't see.
Yeah, I'll accept that. All right, and last but certainly not least, he is the only one of us that's actually been to an AEW live event. Comic Book Bob, he actually got on air, and including a very suspect shot of Sonny Kiss walking by. I was like, Sonny Kiss walked by and he was holding up a wrestling and had the glitter shorts, the booty shorts, and all that. And I was like,
hey, brother, hey, you got to work it, brother. You got to work it.
Yeah, well, see, Sonny Kiss makes me actually turn the channel when his booty shorts on there. And so, but it was good that you actually got on the air like 4 or 5 times when you went. But Bob, how are you? It's good to have you back.
Hey man, Joker clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. I have watched more wrestling this week than I think I have ever watched in my entire freaking life.
Oh, well, tell us about that, Bob. What all have you been watching?
I watched, well, as you guys all know, New Japan came back. So 3 days of that, Raw, Dark, Dynamite, NXT. I think I'm about ready to freaking pass out. My brain is done.
Is it confirmed that the three of us all signed up for New Japan? You signed up?
No, I haven't done it yet.
Oh, no. I thought you did. I did.
Yeah. I can actually share mine out with you if you want to watch the replays.
Yeah, I found some streams, but they're all in another language, so I thought I'd wait.
The way it is there too.
Well, no,
oh,
they have the recordings. They do have actually English over top of them. You can choose it.
Not all of them though, right?
It's like the day after that they get broadcast. The 3 that they just did, I think they all have English commentary on them now.
Okay.
So
I watched it in Japanese. If I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna learn Japanese.
I watch manga movies in Japanese sometimes with American subtitles.
It feels authentic, man.
Yeah, and when I do, and when I get to the New Japan report, I'll talk about some of the matches a little bit. But
man, this was the New Japan report. That's what I was trying to get.
No, man, I don't want to derail this, man. You're leading here, so I'll go into it if you want me to.
That's why I said I was trying to get it out the way and then I'm going to move. I don't give a damn about that.
Rip it off.
Let me say this before Bob does the actual New Japan report. It's just like the WWE Network. Like you go back, like once I signed up, which I've signed up and canceled probably like 4 or 5 times. But man, I went back and watched Wrestle Kingdom stuff from this year that I didn't watch. I watched the match that Bob's been harping on, Mox and Juice Robinson. But probably my favorite match was Zack Sabre Jr. and Sonata.
That was a great
Zack
match.
Sabre
man.
Jr. is a great wrestler.
He's just
Yeah.
a dick, but he's
Yeah, I
a
don't
great
care.
wrestler. He's a great wrestler.
Yeah, I can't wait for his match in the New Japan Cup that's coming up on the 22nd here, man. It's him against Ibushi. And if you know anything about the history between those two guys, Zack Sabre Jr. seems to have Ibushi's number every time this cup comes up. So it's going to be really good.
I'm telling you, Antonio, Zack Sabre Jr., he's like one of those manipulators of body parts.
Yeah.
He'll get, and then he like ties you up in a pretzel, like a pretzel. He is he's a very thoughtful wrestler, and I think you would like look at it and say he's kind of old school.
I'm
And
not
you
going to
might
lie
like
to you,
him.
Antonio. I don't think you would not like New Japan.
You wouldn't?
No,
but
I think you like more of the extracurricular building into the matches. New Japan, it's like match.
Yeah.
If you're not a pure wrestling enthusiast, I don't think you would dig it.
Yeah, there's no fit. That's actually
So they don't
one of the things I
build the
like about it.
storylines and stuff.
All the storylines is done in the ring.
Either in ring or then, and I don't even think this is on air most of the time. They do,
conferences?
yeah, like it's like
Yeah.
a press conference setting in the back after the match.
You know, practice. They're talking about practice.
Talking about practice.
I don't think you would like it.
All right, but I've watched because I had to see if Kenny Olivier and was the guy Okada, if that was the greatest match. Because I keep hearing 6 stars and all that, and yeah, they had some nice athleticism. I watched a couple of their matches because people were like, that will change you, and I was like, Kenny with the jazz hands and all that, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, well,
Omega definitely work.
Kata 3. Yeah, Omega Kata 3 is the one you gotta watch if you're gonna watch any of them. But
I watched that one and 2 others. So.
Yeah. All right, so the New Japan report real quick. All right, so this Monday, the Together Project special. I'm not going to go into all the matches. It was New Japan's first show back. The 2 matches that really stood out to me were Yota Tsuji versus Gabriel Kidd. Dude, Gabriel Kidd is getting better every freaking time I see him. That dude's only 24 years old. And this was really surprising because New Japan, like Antonio said, they have they got kind of a reputation of being like a lot of flips and not a lot of fists, but this was an old school wrestling match, and it was won with a Boston Crab of all things. So really good match. The other big match that I thought was really good was Los Ingobernables' Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Naito 2 belts. Naito 2 belts. The current IWGP Intercontinental and World Heavyweight Champion Tetsuya Naito defeated Sho and Yo, Roppongi 3K, and Kazuchika Okada. Then we go into first night of the New Japan Cup, the first round. I'm not going to go into each match
please
specifically. I'm just going to go over the highlights real quick. Togi Makabe defeated Yota Tsuji. Toru Yano defeated Jado of Bullet Club. Hiromu Takahashi defeated Tomaki Hanma. And Tomohiro Ishii defeated El Desperado on day 1.
Ordering takeout, man. I don't understand.
Day 2, Taiji Ishimori defeated Gabriel Kidd. Again, was a pretty good match. Yoshinobu Kanemaru, I always mess up his name, defeated Yuya Uemura.
How would he know?
Yuji Nagata defeated Minoru Suzuki, which I thought was
I know those guys.
I was really surprised by that. I thought Minoru Suzuki was definitely going to win that match, but did not. And of course, Kazuchika Okada defeated Gedo because he's going to be in the finals. And that was the current standings for the New Japan Cup. It resumes June 22nd, and we're going to get that Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kota Ibushi match. I cannot freaking wait for that. Check it out, guys. New Japan is back, and it's interesting to see what they're doing. They've obviously been paying attention to AEW and WWE. They moved the hard cam to the same position, just like they did. They are not having anybody in it, so but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward.
TikTok,
Okay.
Bob. TikTok.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. All right. That was Bob with the New Japan Pro Wrestling Report. Okay. Now, let's start with the lineup. We begin with SmackDown, which was the go-home show for WWE Backlash.
Which we streamed already.
Yeah, which we streamed live. We're going to do it live.
Put it live.
Well, I think that we can kind of lead into both of the things, the pay-per-view and SmackDown. we can say that they had the AJ Styles Daniel Bryan match, which was the best match maybe of the weekend.
It definitely
Absolutely.
After all the commercials, and then we had on the the pay-per-view, we had Edge versus Randy Orton in the greatest match of all time.
Yeah.
Well, I went back and watched it, and I thought it was good.
Now, let me
Why'd
correct.
you rewatch it, Yul? Because some of us had too much to drink.
Yeah,
You get
I
hammered, man. I drank ginger ale during our streams.
pretty much the only thing that I can really think of on SmackDown that was worth a crap was that Intercontinental match, man. That Intercontinental, and I know why they put that thing on there, because if that had been on the pay-per-view, like we said, it would have seriously overshadowed the Edge Randy Orton match.
Oh,
Problem is
yeah,
what Yul said. The match was 38 minutes long, and they had 4 commercial breaks. So that it's really hard to get into a wrestling match when you have 4 commercial breaks during one match. But I mean, you're right. That's why it's not on the pay-per-view. If it had been on the pay-per-view, I think you would have enjoyed it even more than we did.
I think so too.
Oh yeah,
And Edge and Orton, like Yul, I went back and rewatched it too, and it was a really good wrestling match.
Yeah.
They did it a disservice by claiming it was going to be the greatest wrestling match before it ever took place, because people, that's just
What are
stupid.
they thinking doing that? It's not even like, Rumble in the Jungle or anything like that. It's stupid.
I think the whole thing, it's one of those situations like they always talk about where it was only meant to be a line. It was never meant to be something that they latched onto, and it's one of those things that Vince just like he latched onto. He said, "Oh yeah, that's how we're promoting this thing. It's going to be the greatest match of all time."
Oh, I think Vince wanted it from the beginning, because they can't use the word wrestler. They can't use the word wrestling. He's like, "Oh, we'll make it special. We'll actually use the word wrestling." It's just stupid. It's Vince McMahon in a nutshell.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate because I do think it overshadowed what was otherwise a really good match. I mean, was it the greatest match of all time? Of course it wasn't, but it was really good. It was solid.
Okay, but there's a few things that have happened since the time that SmackDown and Backlash have aired, obviously up until today. It's coming out that the Forgotten Sons are being kept off television, obviously based on Jackson Riker. We had done a whole stream about Jackson Riker the other week. When some old tweets of his and posts of his came out. The other two obviously were trying to distance themselves from him, but apparently the WWE officials believe it is for the best to keep all 3 guys off the air.
I've already forgotten about them.
That's unfortunate. So
we can bring them back now. It really doesn't matter. Let's put them on a different program.
I suspect Jackson will be removed from the group, and the other 2 will be repackaged. I don't know when
You're going to do that to a military guy?
He's still. I mean, I didn't say they'd fire him. Although if they remove him from the group, though, he's buried. He'll be on like WWE main event.
And so the other 2 will be too. Wesley Blake, this is already. He's been repackaged how many times? 2 or 3 times already.
I hate that. I hate that because like I said, I actually respected the fact that they both came out and said, "Hey, man, I work with the guy, but I'm not giving that the cosign." I respected the fact that they did that.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because they're gonna get caught in the blowback.
So they already are. Like I said, they're being held off television because of Jackson. Yeah. So their whole storyline. Another storyline I hear that is being dropped. The hacker storyline is going to be
my gosh, are you kidding?
Wiped away.
Oh my gosh, Vince McMahon, dude, Vince McMahon.
They do this. They do it so often. I mean, I can't even ask you realistically to give me an amount of time. How many times have they done this? I mean,
but no payoff at all.
No payoff at all.
I would say they go. That's because that's what they're saying. Like on What Culture and stuff and Wrestle Talk, that storyline is going to just be, we'll just stop talking about it. It's like kind of like what they tried to do with Roman Reigns. Don't talk about Roman Reigns at all.
I wonder if it's like they're sitting there trying to come up with the Mandy and Otis thing, and they're like, just make a hacker. We'll make a hacker, and that's how we got the camera back there. And then it's like, well, what? Who's it going to be? What's the payoff? We'll figure it out down the road. They never book backwards. You always book backwards. You start from WrestleMania and you book backwards. But it's just they fly by the seat of their pants. How many times have we said on here that Vince changes Raw and SmackDown hours before they go live?
Backlash matches like a day before
Yep.
that what was it, the Street Profits, and I don't even know that.
Does that mean we're too tough on the guys that take over, like Paul Heyman and whatnot? I mean,
I think to an extent, because no matter who gets put in charge, Vince is always in charge.
Yeah, no matter
Right.
what.
100%.
No matter what. You can pitch
And-
ideas, but you're not the booker. Vince is.
Yeah. Vince is-
Mustafa Ali has been traded to Raw.
okay.
Been off
well,
the
if the
air.
hacker was up there,
Yeah.
Been
Yeah.
off the air. Yeah, he's been off the air since February 7th. And that
I
was
gotta
a
say, I'm not an all-E guy. I just don't really.
I like his
fine.
ring work. But he apparently he will be because you remember when they traded AJ Styles, they said for a wrestler to be determined later or whatever. He's going to be part of that package. Apparently, he's going to Raw. I don't know when he will do his debut, but that came out a couple of days ago. He had also expressed some complaints that he was not being utilized on SmackDown, even though he's healthy. So he's been, but some people were saying it might be because he's been like expressing a lot of like Black Lives Matter stuff and, being very controversial. Although Sports Illustrated did a feature on him because he was speaking out. So he actually got to go on sportsillustrated.com and do a feature because, it seemed like perfect storm. He's from, former Chicago police officer, doing all it, and, he's speaking all, out about everything. So even though, and then he got some blowback from fans. I saw him interacting with some of the fans on his Twitter. Some of the things he was saying, it was really pissing people off. But like I said, he's getting attention from the people that enjoy the virtue signaling.
Yeah, don't forget though, Sports Illustrated sucks, and so does ESPN.
I used to love Sports Illustrated.
Those were both things that were really good at one time that suck balls now.
Yeah, there's a couple of really interesting stories coming out there. Did you guys see? There was also the Charlotte kind of did a little bit of a shoot on the reaction that people have been having to her, kind of being inserted everywhere.
She got her feelings hurt, I think.
Yeah, you're like screw this crap.
I think Charlotte's very good, but I'm done with her for a long
I saw
time.
A fan start a petition for her not to be used on television at all.
I know, but see, that's being mean. See, the thing is that there's no way to make her a mid-card act because she doesn't have anything that exists outside of being the most dominant woman in a division. And, she doesn't have any longevity as far as like remaining on the card if she's not that person. So right now, if she doesn't have a belt, she should be off TV. Nurse an injury angle and go hang out with Andrade for a month.
Have her hang out with Nia, and I'm sure that could work.
That's actually interesting. But kind of segueing in from the Charlotte storyline is the WWE came out and kind of like they saw what everybody was saying about Asuka, about how they like you said, Vince literally is changing the endings of these matches,
we know.
and they're not making her look very strong. They're having her win by accident or count out on the pay-per-view. And a lot of people and myself, we know they're just building Asuka up to feed her to Charlotte.
And they're not even building her up.
And if they do that,
she didn't win. It was a double count out.
Yeah.
She didn't make it back in the ring.
Oh, yeah, that was stupid. I hated that.
But talking about her and what we've been saying with Vince, they just drop things. When did she turn babyface? When did she magically become a babyface? It's like Becky left, and all of a sudden, Asuka's a babyface, and there was never a turn or a story or a reason.
You're mistaking. She congratulated Becky in the ring for being pregnant. So
why
that's
did she
a
do
face
that?
turn, right?
Why did she do that?
She actually didn't know that she was pregnant.
Exactly.
Again, it's her in the belly.
Again, everything that happens in WWE is a complete accident. That's just another thing. But then they came out and everybody knows like they're just getting her ready to feed her to Charlotte, and it'll be and by the way, this will be the third time that they have fed her to Charlotte. And WWE came out with a response. They're saying, "Oh no, Vince is really high on Asuka, and he's really, really behind on this." And I was like,
he never has been. He would have had her win at WrestleMania with Shinsuke.
You would, and not only that, but you would have had
that was
her,
the time. You wouldn't be pandering to people if you would have done it then. Now anything you do now, everybody is going to scrutinize whatever they say and do.
Yeah,
That's what always
back
happens
then,
when they build somebody up like that, though, and then they lose. Vince has no clue what to do. Look at Braun Strowman. How many times has Braun Strowman lost? Just lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. She didn't even get to win the title; she won it by default.
She won it by insertion.
Yeah,
it wasn't all right. It wasn't as bad as it wasn't as bad as Eric Bischoff handing it to Triple H. Okay,
no, it wasn't, dude, but it wasn't much better.
I mean, she earned the right to get that belt opportunity, and there was no belt opportunity, so it makes sense. You know,
and
I can rationalize that away. No, not being a heel or anything. You know, just. And as far as, and I'm not joking, just the congratulations and going back, that was the face turn right there.
Yeah, I know that, but
no, it's not. That's not a face turn.
It's a face turn.
Well,
it's a face turn when you're controlling the crowd because they're on the roster.
Well, yeah, but do you guys watch Asuka's YouTube channel? For some reason, it came up on my feed, and I watched.
Hilarious.
Yeah, and I mean, she talks in Japanese the whole time, but it was interesting. She was doing like food stuff, and I was like, interesting. But she's her personality on the YouTube channel is way more bubbly. I wasn't expecting that, considering I watched her character, and then she's like, and she's doing her thing and just smiling and just being all.
What was it again, man?
No,
it's because Vince wants her to act like an idiot.
22 minutes.
Yeah,
and then he just sits there and laughs at it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's because
we got people watching. We got haters that like to hear what I'm going to say, and then they go, "This guy's an asshole."
I think it's all because we know.
No, it's great. We'll have Japanese music in the background, and
like we said in the
racist guy making it Japanese.
Yeah, like we said, man. On when it comes to Vince, you don't bet on black or any other shade more than off-white or eggshell.
Except I did say like an Instagram picture of the Street Profits and Apollo Crews saying, hey, look at us. And
did WWE post that, or did Apollo Crews post that? Let's get it straight, Yul.
Oh, I don't know now.
Yeah, Apollo Crews posted it.
It was Apollo Crews.
Give a damn about
WWE.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they've got the belts. They are the guys on top right now. I totally thought that Apollo Crews was going to lose it.
Apollo has it because of Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman is no longer the executive, whatever the hell.
Well, Jill said Shayna Baszler, and that was another one that Paul Heyman was in on.
Yeah,
and what happened to her? We haven't seen
her. That's a no-brainer. Also,
it is being said that the locker room, a lot of the people in the locker room are upset because Paul was starting to put people like Aleister Black and stuff like that were getting pushes because of Paul Heyman that Vince doesn't believe in.
Yeah.
So,
then why do you have them? Why do you hire these people?
To feed the people like Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
They have an endless I could cut so many good talents that they're never going to do anything with and build a whole new organization that isn't
That's why.
AEW.
You just answered the question.
I mean, not AEW, not New Japan, not.
Look, I got a Wrestling Council exclusive. I'm calling it right here. Aleister Black versus Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair goes over.
Yeah.
What? Mark my word. You go,
dude. That's a good person for her to be.
It wouldn't surprise me at this point.
It would not surprise me.
And then I saw a question floating around wrestling Twitter. What male versus female matches would you like to see in WWE? Mia Yim's out there saying she wants to wrestle Shelton Benjamin.
Well, they said Charlotte is wanting to be the men's champion.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously, Vince hadn't done that before. He did it with China with the Intercontinental belt.
That is not even. That wasn't even cool to me. But but that's as high as you should be able to go. Maybe you can tag champ with like Braun Strowman and be a tag. If a little kid can do it, so can a woman. But the heavyweight belt
there though, and I'm like, oh god, that would be horrible. It's like, yeah, you got to put her over.
Yeah,
okay.
you also got to think about who we're talking about here. We're talking about Vince, and
China was the exception to the rule at that time, especially.
Yeah.
Especially.
Actually, isn't Mia Yim in a relationship with Keith Lee now?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
They're in the legit. I didn't know that because I was like, they're being weird on the pay per view, and I didn't understand. And then Boogie obviously clued me in. I was like, oh, okay, they're sleeping with each other.
I get it.
Yeah, but
I get it.
You guys want to move on to Raw now, or?
I thought
that's what we were talking about.
We didn't even transition.
I didn't even know, man.
It's all a blur.
Our conversation's better that way, and it's so hard.
Oh yeah,
it's so hard. We're still learning.
We were talking about Raw. We were talking about Raw talents like the Street Profits and Viking Raid. All that.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's a
way better conversation than just going through match by match.
So let me ask you a question. So this Raw was taped last week ago.
Yeah.
Because
yes,
Kevin Owens was on this show.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But he didn't show up for tapings on Wednesday.
They tape on Tuesdays, I thought.
Or Tuesday.
It got delayed. All that got delayed because of the COVID stuff.
But they're back to taping now, from what I understand. They've
not taped yet. I don't think they've taped yet.
I thought they started taping yesterday.
Bob, you're mini Meltzer. Didn't you listen to Alvarez did a report on this, and basically all that crap came out, so they postponed. And maybe you're right. Maybe they did it yesterday.
They postponed. They only postponed for like 2 days. They postponed tapings for. They postponed.
That would mean they were recording today.
Yeah, they postponed tapings on Wednesday and Thursday, and that was it.
And they'll start with SmackDown first.
Yeah, because I saw. Yeah, SmackDown has to have a show for. I was like, I thought for sure. I was like, oh, Boogie, we about to get a clip show on Friday.
They gotta have a show. They dealt with.
They'll do something.
They dealt with Fox and
Fox
USA
renewed
to be
it for another season. I saw, even though the ratings have severely declined, Fox renewed SmackDown for another season.
Speaking of
what
Fox,
else are they going to have?
Speaking of Fox is really, really, really upset with WWE right now, and that's the reason why. If you go back and you watch the recordings of SmackDown, the whole piss angle is like that's gone.
No,
they took it out.
I'm gonna have to illegally download it.
That's what they're mad about. All the crap that's been happening on SmackDown, this is what they're upset about?
No, but you remember
you haven't watched Mandy and Otis?
There were two pisses, though. There were two pisses, and one of them got edited out.
Yeah.
And it was just
But I wonder if you can say pissed off. But pissed on is offensive because the piss is on you.
But the whole angle where he throws the part where he throws it in his face, that's they edited that part out, man. And that's the thing.
There's botching.
It's like the hacker just gone.
Yeah, it's like, here's the thing. I'm wondering if this is the straw that broke the camel's back, and now they're like, okay, you either start giving us what we paid for, or this will be it.
Well, clearly, Antonio said they just renewed. They don't.
Yeah, they just announced that SmackDown was picked up for second season.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those things like you just said. It's like, what the hell else are they going to put in there right now?
Yeah, and I'm like, right now
it's the most uninteresting appointment television on television.
Jeez, God.
It's appointment, that's what they call it. They call it appointment television. It's their stupid talking, network talking. These are things that you can't wait to watch because it's not, something that you're going to care about. But that's the thing. You're not going to care about it. And WWE treats their product like, it's just another thing that you have to watch so that we can, we'll churn this out so that you watch it. And if it's, throwing piss in someone's face, like they thought that was good.
Yeah,
but we had the Hornswoggle comment, and I hated every time I saw Hornswoggle except for the WLC. That was the only thing that was good.
Clearly, WWE didn't learn if somebody was pissed about the word piss or piss being thrown in somebody's face.
Yeah,
if we watched NXT Wednesday night and saw someone puke in the ring for a finish.
Yeah. Ooh, that was
not to go off topic too far, but I'm just saying, come on.
So,
I wasn't a fan of
blue
that.
Chunks.
Raw sucked. I wasn't happy with it. It was awful.
All right, so we're finally going to have a payoff for the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders.
Are we, though?
Well, supposedly next week they set it up and they said that they're going to have a match for the belts. And this will be like this is the rubber match, basically, of all their things that they've been doing. This is the thing.
Are we gonna
Can't
get
wait.
any? We're gonna get Jedi mind trick turkey legs and shit again.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, that's what I'm waiting for tomorrow. Jim Cornette is going
Oh
to
my
rip
God.
Backlash to shreds. He skipped it because that pissed me off. When I tuned into the drive-through to hear Jim Cornette, and he was like, "I'm not watching this shit." And so many fans were at Jim Cornette going, "Come on, you're not gonna review Backlash." He's like, "I told you guys, I'm not watching this shit. I'm not watching Teleport and all this kind of stuff." And they got on and Brian talked to him and he said, "Okay, go watch it." So he's
That's what
doing
people want. That's what people want.
Yeah, I was like, that's the whole fun of listening to Jim Cornette's podcast because he'll rip on AEW or rip on like, they're being fake and phony, exposing the business. I like hearing that shit. So tomorrow on the Jim Cornette Experience, he is going to review WWE Backlash.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Oh, I cannot wait. I am so excited. Oh, I know he will bust a blood vessel, especially when the forced turkey leg.
Oh my God! If he had a problem with teleporting, man, get ready,
Dude, I'm telling. Yeah, oh, man. Oh, whatever. What can I say? I mean, I could,
dude.
That's what I was expecting.
Well, what the teleporting? They came up with something. Coming up with something in wrestling, as we've seen with Vince McMahon, is something revolutionary for most products.
Oh my
There's been a lot of things that WCW dropped. I'm sure there's been something in Mid-South that was dropped, as it was going along. At least AEW addressed it. It was what it was. But I'm always expecting Cornette to hate most things because that's his character. That's his gimmick right now.
Yeah.
And old angry guy watching something is only you can only be certain people and get away with that, and he's one of them. And he's totally entertaining. Obviously, even his political bent doesn't get you so upset that you won't listen to him.
You still think
Fox fans, if they say, "Hey, I'm a fan of yours and I'm a Republican," oh, you're one of those, and he automatically you're a Republican. That's why I was like, "Damn, really?"
Yeah.
I thought I'm like, I can understand if someone's being an asshole and you block them, but if you just go, "Hey, I'm a Republican and I'm a fan of yours and I bought your stuff," he automatically blocks you anyway.
Because that's real life. That's not working. That's real life.
Yeah.
Wow, I was like, he blocked. I watched him block like 3 people the other day. They were like, "Hey, Jim, I'm blocked." I was like,
Can I ask you guys a question?
Republican block rule, and I was like, "Oh God."
Can I ask you guys a question? Because Boogie said, that's real life, and that's why he does that. Earlier this week, Badass Billy Gunn.
Kip Sop.
Kip Sop.
Oh, yes.
He came out and had a tweet that said, "Hey, there's a lot of people that are fans of mine, but stop sending letters to my house." And he was, there were some people that took a little bit of exception to it. There were people that were understanding. I have a few concepts that I might throw at you, but what do you guys think about it?
Well, I'm glad because I actually forgot about it. I wanted to talk about this because it was pretty clear from the nature of the tweets that Mr. Gunn or Mr. Sop's wife was running his twatter, and she didn't give a damn whether she pissed his fans off or not, because there were several of the tweets she actually put her name on it, which I appreciate. That lets me know that wasn't him. The very first tweet where she talked about, "Hey, our home is private. Don't send fan letters to our home." I get that. But she came off as so harsh
Yeah.
that I saw people going, "Dude, people are sending you letters because they're a fan of yours." And like I said, I've noticed this with a lot of celebrity spouses, whatever sport it is, whether it's hockey, football, whatever. Someone's really famous. You hear their spouse or their kids going, "Oh, we go out. We can't just have a quiet family dinner at a restaurant together." Some people are coming up he's spending 30, 40 minutes signing autographs and taking pictures and stuff. That's why you see like Michael Jordan would try to put like a hat on and try to put glass so people wouldn't know it was him, but he's like 6'4". And everybody goes, "Wait a minute, I think that's Michael Jordan."
That's the price of fame, though. Going out in public, that's the price of fame. I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is. But sending something to your house is different. That's a step too far.
Yeah, well, I
It
just feel like
is.
wife came. Like I said, I agree with what she said. I agree with her. And she's feeling like they are being swamped, especially with everybody being on lockdown in the COVID
Sure.
situation and all that. A lot of people got more free time on their hands, and they're like, "Hey, let me send Billy Gunn a letter."
Well,
But
he had just been in AEW, like, the last couple weeks. He's on people's minds,
he's on national television again every week.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's two different issues. What Antonio's saying is right. The way his wife handled, number one, get off of his Twitter. Like, let him respond and deal with it.
Yeah.
But and sending
Nagged,
stuff,
and just she nagged. All right, you tell him, and he just let her.
What is she, like Kurt Warner's wife calling into a radio station?
Did you
Jill,
see
don't
that?
ever do that.
Randy Orton's
Like a
wife.
couple weeks ago when she was like, "We're part of the problem."
Randy Orton's wife is getting involved with that stuff with
Randy Orton's
Ciampa.
wife with
Yeah.
Tommaso
Oh
Ciampa.
yeah.
Oh my God! And
Leg
Jim
slap.
said, if she's not in the wrestling business, why is she inserting herself into these things?
Yeah.
I agree with Jim Cornette, because that was kind of cringy, because they weren't working. They were really
Oh yeah.
arguing with each other, and it was ugly. And I heard Vince talk to him like, "Hey, knock that shit off, because we're not going to do this."
And I noticed on Twitter, a lot of people were really praising Randy Orton for, like, his, contributions to Austin Theory's, career and whatnot. I'm like, this is the same asshole that's done all sorts of horrible things in front of the camera and behind the scenes. And I don't know. I just, I don't like Randy Orton that much.
He's a dick for multiple reasons.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
if
dude.
you ever go to a live event and you see
And
little kids, he will not slap hands with them. But I wanted to get in on that thread, because when he was talking about the leg slaps and making fun of, I wanted to respond and say, Randy, why do you stomp the mat when you punch?
Oh, yeah. Because he blew out his arm that one time.
It's the same thing. Stomping the mat is exactly like slapping your leg. It's to get a sound effect. Anybody that knows how to throw a punch, you don't stomp the ground when you do it. So it's the same thing. I get it. It's overdone. Like, it's overdone. I get it. But you're talking about a group of guys that went out and busted their ass the night before, and now you're going to put them on blast on Twitter, and they're supposed to be on your team. They're the future.
Yeah, that's exactly. You're not supposed. I mean, if he was saying something about AEW and like talking smack about the Bucks or something like that, that would at least be professional rivalry, and maybe like talking smack that way. But what are you doing hurting somebody that is supposedly underneath you?
Stupid.
And I mean, and seriously, Ciampa's never been beneath Randy Orton,
Yeah.
even when he was breaking his leg all the time or whatever.
It was weird.
Oh, and let me take a quick say, Pristine, Texas. Please, I saw you. I remember you were here the other week. Please send me a DM. I'm trying to, it's like I wanted to ship your package out to you, so please send me a DM. My DMs are open. Please send me a DM. I'm more than happy to. I've got a shipment going out in the morning. I'd like to get you in on it, but just send me a DM and I'll take care of that, please.
Yeah, this was a weird, chaotic week, man.
Yeah, it's definitely
Just
been
wait.
weird. Oh, but before, because I want to talk about obviously Dynamite and NXT. On Sunday they debuted episode 4 of Undertaker.
I just watched it today at the gym.
Yeah,
It was fantastic.
that's the best thing on that. Damn
Can you sell
thing
me
right now.
on that? Because I don't know what it is, and I'm not really that into The Undertaker.
Oh my gosh, it's the first time ever being brought into his real life. He's never done it before.
Yeah.
Never. And they got all kind of old footage from like 30 years ago. Like they got the stuff like when like Bruce Pritchard's talking about when they first, because I forgot when they brought the Undertaker out, it wasn't Paul Bearer, it was Bruce Pritchard, Brother Love that brought the Undertaker out. And then they switched off to Paul Bearer.
How many hip surgeries have we gone through in this program?
They show one on the documentary.
Dude, when they show that drill, like you can see the bulge on the bone, and it just and it's like you can see bits of pulping coming. Oh my! Oh God! And
it's sawdust now.
He went home that day.
Back surgeries.
That's that kind of surgery.
Surgery on both knees.
He went home that day after that. I'm like, how? They literally
Well,
flayed you open,
after
dude.
the surgery, it was good to kind of see him walking around with his crutches. He was actually moving pretty good, even though he was with crutches. And his he said to Michelle, he was like, I don't have that pain anymore. She said he'd been having pain for like 10, 15 years.
Oh yeah, he was bad. And,
He was
That's great. Like, I know my knee surgery is nothing compared to a hip surgery, but it's like when I woke up,
Yeah,
and
right.
my wife was like, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "The pain is gone." Like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better just from the time I woke up. I didn't even take pain medicine after
Wow.
my knee surgery
That's
because
crazy.
the pain was just gone.
But Maldacito 1904, man, dude. If you've got the network, watch The Last Ride. It's really good, man. It goes over the last 3 years, and it goes really. It's literally him. It's him bringing you into his world, and it's because he's one of those guys that just stayed in character all the time, and he's bringing you in, and you're seeing him, the real him, for the first time. And like getting his thoughts and whatnot, and you can tell when he's getting emotional too, man. Because
Didn't you watch the interview he did with Stone Cold? Oh my gosh!
I don't like The Undertaker.
No, but
man, you know
oh
what?
my god!
You didn't watch the Broken Skull session with Stone Cold Steve Austin? They got an unedited version where they
There's
don't
like
bleep the
almost
words out.
nothing I can hear unless he's naming names.
Dude,
I don't
it
care.
was so
Get out of here
funny.
with Jill on.
I don't understand. Like, he is one
I
of the
don't-
greatest of all time.
I don't respect
No,
his
but I
wrestling.
watched all
I
the
don't like
ones
his
that I-
character.
This is
and
heel
I
Yule.
don't care. You know,
This
I mean,
is
if he
heel
was
Yule.
such
It
a
is.
locker,
You're right.
no,
Bob,
it is
you're
not.
right.
No, it is not. No, it is not. If he was such a locker room leader, then they would have some fucking health care. How you like that?
They're independent contractors.
You know what? They wouldn't be you know what? Goddamn people from Hollywood wouldn't come in and write scripts shittier than the fucking wrestlers that know how to tell a goddamn promo.
That's
That ain't the Undertaker's fault. What is he supposed to go?
No. Hey, you know what?
That's on Vince McMahon.
You know what? That's right. And the Undertaker at any time can say, and then Vince McMahon might listen. And the same thing with guys like Stone Cold. Same thing with guys like John
Vince
Cena.
ain't listening.
I'm not being a heel. I'm
No. But
seriously,
look. No, let's talk about it. Look what happened. What happened when Stone Cold got mad and took his ball and went home? Vince just goes to the next guy. Next guy.
that's fine,
Next
but-
man up.
You're right.
Yeah.
There was always, you know what? The Rock played the perfect patsy for that. And then when you see him go and hold Roman Reigns' hand later on at a Royal Rumble, and everybody's booing him and everything, he's like, I better never ever have this stink of this company on me ever again, or I won't be in Hollywood anymore.
well. Here's the thing.
You know what I mean? That's
If you
what The Rock got for doing that. And after Stone Cold, it's a line of succession of people that can't just say, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to fill the I'm going to fill the void." You know, anytime Kofi said, "Yeah, whatever, I'll do the Jamaican accent," you don't always have a whole lot of leg to stand on later on down the line when you have to take a step and fetch it character. You know what I mean? You know, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is with Vince McMahon. But you had a whole career before you got to that situation where you could have told him to F off. And you know what? You got a lot of other friends, and you should all get together and make that happen. And the wrestling business is carny.
Yeah.
And until, what really upsets me more than anything is that people would get paid to write scripts for these guys, for a Jericho, or for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
preaching
for
to the
Stone
choir on
Cold
that one,
Steve
brother.
Austin.
No,
And then
but
they could potentially get health care. They get all sorts of like benefits. But the guy that said the lines doesn't.
It's selling the
And you know
tickets,
what? They're not part of SAG. They're not part of anything. They are they're so beneath everybody. And it's guys like Roman Reigns. He's making a stand right now. You had time, this is a very good time to have made a stand. You had a time to make a stand when it was Saudi Arabia, and certain other guys did. Sami Zayn, he's not just doing it now, he did it then. Of course,
But it's
that's
like
why you don't want to unionize
you
these
want
fools.
these guys to make a stand, but it's like these guys work their whole life to get there, right?
I know.
So then they get
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
it's like and we're like, well, why don't they just go to AEW, or why don't you do this, or why don't you do
I
that?
think
Or like,
Finn Balor needs to leave.
are you guys talking about? Who were you talking about the other day? You're like, just don't do it. Oh, Jeff Hardy, just don't do it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I hear you.
it doesn't work like that. That's
You're
the
right.
problem. And that's why it's just going to continue. It's just going to continue until Vince dies.
And it's not only that, but it's also the fact that he feels a certain level of he feels a certain level of loyalty for been given a chance. He even says that in the special. He's like,
his son Gunnar Vincent.
Yeah, he named his freaking son after Vince. So.
Yeah, his son's Gunnar Vincent after
You're
Vince
not selling me on the Undertaker right now.
Yeah, dude, but I'm telling you, the WWE Network that needs to be watched. Anybody listening to me, at least the Undertaker Broken Skull interview. I think that's a 5-star match all day. Undertaker's Broken Skull. I like Bret Hart's also. I watched all of them, the one with the Big Show, because I find Big Show boring and stuff. I thought Stone Cold did a great. He's good at getting these guys relaxed. They're just sitting there drinking beers and chilling. And I think it really breaks even people that I kind of find, even like Kane. I like Kane as a person, but he's kind of boring. And his Broken Skull with Stone Cold was good too. But Undertaker's is a must watch. All 5 parts of Ruthless Aggression. Highly recommend those. A bunch of the Table for Threes is incredible content, and then Undertaker Last Ride, and
Ride Along's great content.
Yeah, Ride Along's good too. Yeah,
and the Ric Flair thing they just put out a couple weeks ago, where that was documenting his last match with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
and
the Ric Flair one. Yeah, that was really good.
They did some, and the one they did with Triple H and Mick Foley about the 3 matches they did. That was incredible. I think
all of those 24, whatever they call 24 documentaries are good, where it's like counting down to WrestleMania or like all this different stuff, and it's all behind the scenes. I dig that.
Yeah, I dug those. And R-Truth was really good. R-Truth, when they did the hour with him. Oh my God, it was so good. I was like,
when you let them be themselves, it's really impressive.
That's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing:
people jobs to make them sound a certain way, and they're writing the same lines for every goddamn person.
You can tell it when they cut the promo.
I know, and we talk like this.
But here's the thing: getting back to the Undertaker, dude, he has gone to bat for people in the past. He knows that he has Vince's ear. And he has gone and told them, he's like, listen, you need to put this guy over. You need to do this. He's done stuff like that in the past.
FTR, you heard FTR on Cornette's podcast the other week. They talked about Randy Orton trying to get them. He was like, yo, let me work with those guys.
Yeah,
those guys are badass. Vince wasn't happening.
Yeah, it comes down to the fact that Vince has a mindset, and you're not going to change his mind.
And see, that's what Jericho said. Even if it's a good idea, if it wasn't Vince's idea, it's a bad idea.
It's just like, and he also said that Vince hates it when somebody gets over and it wasn't his idea. That's why
Zack Ryder's perfect example of that.
He absolutely hated when Becky got over. He wanted her to be the heel.
When Daniel Bryan didn't come out in the Royal Rumble and they completely booed Rey Mysterio, they all booed him
about that today
because of freaking Vince. And so it's like to the point that he can't say no. And it's just like you're talking about, Bob, with Becky. He could not say no anymore because the fans would have hijacked the show.
And the same thing with the New Day. The New Day got over by themselves. He wanted them to be a joke.
Dude, it used to be New Day sucks.
New Day sucks. Yeah.
New Day sucks, but they leaned into it, and they were so good. God,
but why? How did they do that though? How did they do that? Because they, in the words of Vince, grabbed that brass ring, and they did something. They did something different. They went off script. You know, they did their own thing.
Unfortunately, it's not high up in the air. It's in a pile of shit you have to go through. That's where the brass ring is.
Well, that's the problem. If you go out there and you go off script, do you get in trouble or do you get praised?
It depends. Like what day of his period is he on? I don't know.
Because I think Kevin Owens goes out there and just talks. I don't think somebody's saying in Kevin Owens' script.
Yeah, and I think there's certain guys that have that mindset of like, I'm going to do what I think is best. But you can't. I agree with you 100% on everything you said, Yo. But I don't see vilifying the guy because he's working in an industry where the dude won't listen.
Well, I'm not trying to vilify The Undertaker. I'm just not a big fan of his wrestling.
I think that documentary is as good as Michael Jordan's.
Papa Shango. You know what I mean?
No, but I'm saying, I honestly believe Undertaker: The Last Dance is as good as Michael. As The Last Ride is as good as Michael Jordan: The Last Dance.
Yeah.
I watched all 10 parts of Michael Jordan: The Last. I thought it was incredible. It was a phenomenal piece of history. Some people say, "Oh, well, Michael Jordan controlled it and they edited it," and he did have some final edit controls and stuff. But they let people talk shit about Michael Jordan on there. But then I always loved that they would talk shit about Michael, and then the producers would go back and show him the footage so he can respond, which I thought was great. But Undertaker: The Last Ride, I can't. The final episode is airing this Sunday on the WWE Network. Yeah. I am looking forward to it because I was just like, my God, I wish it was a little longer. I was like,
I thought it was going to be longer. I thought it was going to be like 8 episodes or something like that.
I thought it was only 5.
Oh, I see.
This is the final episode that's airing this Sunday. I am very much looking forward to it. I cannot wait till they put it up. That and that Edge documentary that they did after he came out to Royal Rumble, I thought was exceptional as well. You know, it's like when you see them chronicling Edge's recovery and all this kind of. I was like, they've got some incredible content on WWE Network. It's just, it's a shame that they've run. It's like crackhead logic. Let's make amazing content on our network and run all the wrestling fans off.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things about the Last Ride is they go into things that are uncomfortable. They go into that fallout you had with
Vince making him quit that autograph signing and him and Vince not talking. For a
how
while.
funny was that? He's like, just another wrestling company, and then it shows Starcast. It's like, well,
when I saw Starcast on there, I was like,
I can't believe they showed the name of it.
Well, and you could tell, man, he's like, he wasn't happy about that. He's like, we didn't talk for a while.
But what's weird about that? The second he was like, "Oh, I didn't know, so I canceled it." That should have been the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why Vince is still pissed
because it's Vince.
No, but he talked about that because he's like, I'm getting older. I didn't have social media for a while. He hired a company. We were talking about that the other day. He didn't like a lot of times when you see his stuff on social media, it's a company that's handling.
Right.
They're handling that because.
But what I'm saying is, why is Vince still pissed after he canceled it? Like, that should have been the end of it.
Well, he was pissed too because he gave up the money that he was going to get for going to the signing, and but from what I understand, the resolution to that, which they didn't go into, was Vince gave him a bigger deal. Yeah, they gave him a kind of a bone. Okay, well, we both said some stuff. Here's a deal for you that should help take care of some of that money you lost from not going to the contract. It did autograph signings and stuff like that. So you have to take care of him on the back end. But that's how I was understood from reading articles that was resolved, that Undertaker got a new deal, and it was a long deal where he'll probably, from what I understand, he kind of has like a Bret Hart situation where he's going to have like a 10-15 year deal.
Yeah, I think they said he's signed up all the way through till like 2028.
Yeah, he's got a long-term deal that will take care of him, and they'll, obviously sell his merch and all that kind of thing. So
watching Bret Hart makes me sad. I mean, I'm like, all right. So like you guys talking about Undertaker, that's me with Bret Hart, right?
Oh, I'm with you.
But when he's like slamming that chair against Vince McMahon at that WrestleMania, it's like it was horrible. No, I can't get up to that kind of porn. He had already had a stroke.
God,
he had already had his concussion. He had not wrestled for years, and he came back and did that stuff. And I was like, all right, that's the last time. If this is the last time, I'm fine. It's not the last time. That's the problem. It's never the last time. Did you like seeing Ric Flair this week? Did it look good? I mean,
Ric Flair looked awful to me. That made me
man. Come on, get a wig, Rick.
They talked about on the Last Ride. It is a drug. The wrestling business is a drug. Going through that curtain and hearing that reaction is an addiction, and you can't walk away.
At the pre-show on Backlash, he was there with Christian, and then on Raw, and he did and I was just.
And they missed it on television. Yeah. They missed the nut shot. I mean, come on.
Yeah, the thing
you had one job, guys. Get the nut, the nut shot.
And that's actually bringing up Edge like that. Like the stuff that he talks about on the Last Ride, you could tell he's really, really talking from the heart on that.
And now he's out injured for 8 months.
Yeah, and then he was also like, he's like, like when the time comes, he's like, I desperately hope that he knows that he can walk away from it.
Batista was saying something like that too, because he was like, I don't know if he knows when to walk away. And I was like, there was a lot of guys, they care about him, and even he said he doesn't want to be a joke of himself. He doesn't want to be a parody.
Yeah,
and it's starting to be like that because he's having to dye his hair. I mean, there were a couple of things where he was he's working out and he's looking in the mirror. They got close up. You see the white on his hair, and he has let me touch that up before I go outside. You know what I'm saying? It's like dye my beard right quick. And he's having.
I mean, he looks great for a dude that's what 50 something. How old is he?
53, I think.
He looks great for that age, but
yeah.
Well, seeing him limping backstage and all that kind of stuff
that was rough, man. That first episode when they showed him as he was first walking down the ramp, the test walk.
Yeah.
And you just and he's looking, he's like, God damn, he's like, this thing is long.
And that's before the match. That's
before the match.
He goes out there and wrestles.
No, I think what was it, episode 1 where Vince had to go to the hospital with Brock Lesnar and him after when he got the concussion. He was like, get a medic out there, damn it! And he's like, Vince is freaking out because you don't know what the hell's going on. He's like, somebody get a medic! And I was like, oh
yeah.
God.
When he went back and he collapsed, yeah.
Oh God, yeah,
dude,
man.
But that walk when they showed him when he was just before the match and when it was daylight and everything, and they were just showing him how long it was. Just seeing him walk down, he looked like an old man.
Dude, one simple edit to this whole thing. I can see what you guys are saying. The first edit I would make on this whole thing is start with the last Saudi Arabia match instead.
Oh, that was the last episode.
And then no, you start with that because now you can see all the crap that he went through to get to that part, and that wasn't so good.
No,
this should be the death of the Undertaker by the
end.
Dude,
when they showed that freaking that botched jackhammer. Oh my God!
That's the story, though. Yul is the story is all right. Does that mean it's time to walk away, or does that mean I can't walk away because I can't end on that match?
He had to end all the way back, and the first match that you guys were saying he's coming back from, and he looked bad at 54 or whatever. Yeah, I mean, what? How old is he now?
I think he's 53.
Or whatever you said. I don't know.
I thought he was 54, but I was like,
having not seen it. I mean, I'm just saying, after his first surgery, and then
actually, he's 55.
I understand, ooh. You're hot, man. This is your thing, but I mean, he should have hung it up a long time ago.
No, but you definitely need to watch episode 3 because that's the one with DX versus DX in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
and you hear Triple H. Triple H has that great line. He's like, I'm doing it part-time. Taker's doing it part-time. Sean's retired. Kane's the mayor.
Yeah.
It was like, and the whole thing, and then they show when Shawn Michaels kicks Kane's mask off, and he has put the mask back on, and Triple H rips his quad or pec or whatever off.
Yes, pectoral muscle.
What was it he said when they came through the bag at the end? He's like, well, that didn't go as expected. Something like that.
That's what a lot of the guys, like I said, like Edge and Batista, they're seeing those matches and they're seeing the good ones, but they're also seeing the bad ones that he's had, like the Reigns match and the Goldberg match. And they're
apologize to Roman Reigns for the bad match that he had with him. And Roman Reigns was like, well, it didn't quite go the way we thought it was going to go, but hey, it's a day at the office.
Yeah, but that's the thing that those guys are they're looking. That's what Edge is saying is he's like, I hope to God that when it's time that he realizes it and he just walks away because they're worried about him. They're like, this guy's going to die in the ring.
Because his wife said it, it's like he'll have a good match, and then instead of going, okay, now I'm fulfilled, I can walk away. He goes, oh, I can go another 2 or 3 matches. No.
Take up golf.
It's leading up to
take up golf, dude.
It's leading up
that's
to
what you need to do.
Mark Henry 2 weeks ago, actually. I heard Mark Henry talk about on Busted Open Radio that him and the Undertaker, they live in the same town, and their kids.
They should do it more often so he doesn't feel like he needs to wrestle.
What's going to happen is the last episode is about the boneyard
match. Yes.
And that's that I think they're gonna reiterate what he said online when he said I'm done. He said now I'm done.
Well, wait. Now, if we're talking about the boneyard match and continuing to do that type of stuff,
that he can go longer.
I'm totally okay with the Undertaker.
And
I just don't want to like.
What's sad
it's got to be
me
a special attraction.
Yeah, but they were saying that possibly this could get us the Sting Undertaker match, and now we're hearing Sting is going to AEW.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so we're not going to get Sting Undertaker.
I don't want to see that.
There's no way they're going to let that guy in the ring.
No, I hope to God not. But
even on a cinematic match where he
no,
no.
Maybe, but I hope not. But the whole thing about the last ride is it's about him finally coming to the realization that it's time to
it's over.
Away, that it's over. That's what the whole series is about. Him struggling with it and finally coming to the realization that, like, you know what, I can go out on this high note.
But even when he had he had a couple of moments where he was like, okay, well, if that was the last time. Although at the end of episode 4, he was backstage with Vince and he's like, I think that's it. I'm done. Obviously, we know he came back and did the Boneyard match, but Vince was like, oh, we can talk about it. No, man, I don't have it in me anymore. I'm done. He's telling Vince he's over, but that's what Michelle said. He'll start realizing that it's over, and then Vince calls him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, he loves Vince, so he's like, even though my body's broken down, all right, let me take 4 months and train.
I can't see what Yule's holding up. I think
it's a sign to take it home. He's muted.
Hold on. Let me see.
I got a note from the pulley system. I don't know if you saw it operating back there. It said Britt says she needs to be talked about.
Oh no!
God! Okay.
Yeah, no, because I love that. Because AEW,
she's the best.
I love what they're doing with Britt Baker. She's love great. What they're doing with Britt Baker because she should be off television and she's better than ever. What they're doing with the injury, I don't know how Boogie feels about it, but man, I love what they're and then getting thrown into the dumpster and they had like the raccoon.
Oh my God, she had a banana peel on her head while she was delivering her promo.
Man. It's a great way to keep somebody that's injured relevant.
Dude,
but
even
I don't know how long.
Cool on that.
I don't know how long. I don't know how long she's out. Well, hers was more serious. Hers is bad.
She's gonna be out 3 months, 4 months.
Statlander? No, I thought
Britt Baker.
I think hers is. Did she even have surgery? Britt?
I don't. She hadn't had surgery yet. I've been following her Instagram. So.
I think they said that. I don't think she has to have surgery.
Yeah, it'll heal without surgery.
I don't think so either.
And they said it was like 4 months.
So you can keep her on TV. Keep her
that pay-per-view. She's gonna come back in.
Yeah, I know Statlander's is worse though. I think Statlander they said was like at least 6 to 8 months.
I do need to say this though, because it looks like they're setting it up for her to work with Swole when she comes back. I'm not into that. I got to be honest about that.
I love what they're doing. You don't?
No, I love Britt, but Swole sucks so bad.
Well,
she is so terrible in the audience. Like, calm down, calm down. I didn't mind what she did this week.
That's what I like.
She's been in the audience. You got to calm down. Like, you're taking away from people that are having matches by putting yourself as the center of attention. Shut up. Get out of the way.
Girthy Abaddon. What did you guys think about the 2 debuts, man?
Abaddon looked cool.
I thought it was weird that they did this whole vignette for the Anna J girl.
Yeah.
Only to have her get totally jobbed out. Which maybe it kind of worked that way because I didn't expect it.
Well, that was
which is cool. I mean,
the Dark Order thing.
You can only have so many surprises as longtime wrestling fans. Yeah. There you go. You got one right there.
Yeah.
We also got to see that dude. What's his name that went up against Cody?
Starks.
Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks.
An NWA champion? What does that mean?
That's something I'm very excited about. I mean, I was wanting to talk about this because there's whispers that AEW is going to, they have some kind of arrangement, obviously, through Marty Scurll, that they're going to start allowing some of their talent to come over occasionally and might get a Marty Scurll appearance on AEW Dynamite, which would be
surprise me. Because Cody has a good relationship with what's his name, the world champ. So it's good. It'll be good, man. They have some talent.
You mean Aldis? Nick Aldis?
Yeah. They did the whole thing with the NWA title.
Show up on Power though.
Yeah. Maybe.
They all could be some.
There's on the internet.
When you talk about the NWA World's title That still means something.
That,
Yeah.
it means something to
That
me.
name still carries weight. Look at Yule. I know he's going to play heel and act like the NWA doesn't mean anything. That
I'm
title,
not saying that.
to anybody that loves wrestling, that title
That's
means
our
something.
age.
All right,
well,
so
the
are you
whole-
talking
sure.
about the NWA Hollywood Championship title or
I'm
something
talking about the
from?
world's title.
World.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they've got so
Well-
many like offshoots of them. You
Oh,
know,
dude.
it's-
No, you got to remember.
You're
All
losing.
territories had their own championships,
The
obviously.
world's title, the one that matters, the one
But
that you
they
can
actually
create
defended
amazing.
it in all the different countries. I mean, Ric Flair
And who's
defended the
champ
world
now?
title in like 16 different countries.
You show vignettes with Dusty holding that belt and Cody chasing it.
Harley
And come
Race.
on,
Yeah, and
brother.
that's the whole thing that
I
they
hear
did.
you.
The first,
I hear
the
you.
first, the first Elite pay-per-view that they did was about Cody winning that belt because his dad held it.
We're all marks, brother.
Yeah, I
well,
know.
I'm just it's been a long time, and yes, there's a lot of history, and we all know Abe Lincoln held it and all that other stuff. But you know, come on, seriously, it's been a long time.
I think Yule just
like
hates
it.
the wrestling game.
I just like it. I like it because like the idea of like Ring of Honor and NWA and AEW kind of having a little bit of play across with each other, that opens the talent pool up, and that also, for me, that takes that possibility of a New Japan crossover with them. That takes it even higher.
That with Ring of Honor when that one guy came, which that ended up laying that was like a big wet fart, I guess, the way they had him coming. What was the guy that they had a couple months ago that was from Ring of Honor?
Oh, Jeff Cobb.
Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do something with him, and he was just like,
so
oh,
weird.
No.
Like he showed up and they're like, he doesn't have a contract, and it's like, and then it just disappeared. Made no
Yeah,
sense.
that's what I was like. That made no sense. If
They were trying to get him to sign a contract similar to the one that Mox has and the one that Lance Archer has, where they can go to other places if they want to, as long as it doesn't interfere with AEW dates. And he just flat out didn't want to do it. He was like, "No, I want to go where I want to go, wherever I want to go."
Was Shane Douglas the best NWA heavyweight champ?
I don't think so.
I don't think I need to talk to Yule anymore.
damn it,
Yeah,
Yule.
that was like, oh,
Now
man.
that is heel Yule right there. That is pure heel Yule.
He's been-
Right there.
In the same episode, he is hated on the Undertaker, and now he is hating on the NWA World's title. What?
Wait,
Who is this
I know,
man?
I'm just loving on Shane Douglas, I guess, is what I'm saying. That's the first time and last time I might
Yeah,
ever say
Harley
that.
Race.
Look at Big Daddy in the chat already, throwing out names like Harley Race.
There you go,
Freaking
baby.
Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, the guys that have held that belt. Come
No,
on,
awesome, yeah.
I mean, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys. I mean, oh my God,
Terry Funk.
It's a bygone era, baby.
Dory
Bygone.
Funk, Gerald Briscoe.
Gone.
Oh
Bye.
my god, dude.
Yeah, that's
Gene
when.
Knitsky, man, or however you pronounce his name. I can never pronounce his name right.
I thought you were going to say Snitsky, and I was
Snitsky.
like,
No, you know what?
Snitsky. It's not my
Remember?
fault.
All right. I always have to say this anytime we talk about Snitsky. Remember when he kicked the baby? Oh, that was the greatest.
Oh yeah,
He's all Pope.
They did a Where Are They Now on WWE Network with him, and he
Oh,
saw
God.
what he's doing with his life now, and it was. I mean, it sounded like he was like a private trainer or something. I was like, yeah, and he
First, you got to get steroids.
well,
You guy?
I mean, he didn't spend
I
all
do.
his money, which was good because it looked like he's got a big house with like a couple acres. He's able to like go through the
for him.
woods. It sounds like he likes like hunting and going in the woods. I mean, they were filming at his house. Looked like he had a nice spread. He's like, yeah, I didn't spend all my WWE money, so I was like, that's smart because a lot of these guys they live in that fast money and they're broke. Like what's the one guy that was going out with Enzo? That guy's broke.
Oh, Cass.
Yeah,
Big
Cass spent all that money was coming, and it just and not to mention he had a drug habit. So
I agree with Big Daddy. The NWA was perhaps the greatest organization of all time. I agree. But
All time.
oh man.
So
I
I got a big argument. Oh my god. There was a big argument over whether or not over the MJF match. It wasn't the best match, but MJF was awesome in it, as he usually is.
I didn't like the opening because it felt like the type of match
Yeah.
that Billy Gunn would have if he came to your local National Guard armory. And it's like he's no selling MJF, and I get it. MJF's supposed to be the little cowardly heel. I know why they were doing what they did, but at the same time, you're making MJF look like an idiot.
Yeah, I didn't like the move that I really didn't like that he didn't no sell was when he did the the choke, the throat across the ring, the rope, and he just like stood there.
I didn't like it from the very beginning when MJF went for an armbar, and Billy Gunn just looked at him, and it's like, oh my gosh,
That's Triple H right there.
He's in great shape. What was it, a couple months ago when they were in that battle royal or whatever, and he was the biggest dude in there, and I was like, I don't know, because Jim Cornette was like, I think maybe they put him in there just to make sure none of the guys went into business for themselves, but he looked like he was the best one in the ring. He was clearly bigger than everybody else.
Steroids will do that to you. It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, but he's bigger than anybody else. Also,
steroids aren't height-wise.
Steroids aren't used in wrestling anymore.
It goes to show you, and now here's heel. It goes to show you how bad Billy Gunn really was, because
that's an interesting thing.
He had it all. And remember when Edge came out and he said he won the King of the Ring. He's all, don't worry, I'm not gonna Billy Gunn this like you did, piss that guy off. You could tell in his face he hated that.
We have a from Dominic Wilkins.
Best Edge moment ever.
This is the first I've seen that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
I saw that too. What?
Dominic Wilkins? The basketball star.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully they don't cheese it up. Because
maybe they'll have a basketball competition like they had on Raw.
Oh God, yeah. Okay.
Oh God,
yeah.
He could never do that Dr. J slam dunk.
I just saw that the allegations against Cornette and his wife.
Everybody, it's going down. I just want everybody to know right now. Like there was already one in comic books like a few days ago.
Yeah,
now it's going with wrestling right now.
Oh, they're already going after Vince too.
Oh God.
Yeah, hang on a minute. I've actually got it. I got the.
He had Trish bark like a dog.
Screen share. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So right there, Cornette and his wife. Basically, they got accused of grooming.
And
indie wrestler. She said that that the new allegation against Jim Cornette and his wife Stacy started with a couple attempting to groom the accuser. The victim was allegedly approached via DM and also sent lewd pictures. Sample photos were uploaded in a later tweet, which you can find below.
I'm rolling my eyes right now.
It's one of those things where I'm hoping it's not true, but if it is,
I don't understand it.
I wonder if you'll actually address this. I'm curious because
it sounds like they're saying his wife was more involved in it than he was. It said, during my first year in the business, his wife Stacy attempted to groom me. She approached me via DM, sent me lewd photos I never asked for, and implied protection from the Kentucky Commission, stating he was a family friend, and told me she was going to F me as if I didn't have a choice. So and it goes into this a little more. Like I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but.
I need to look into that because he's talked about his wife a few times on the podcast, and he mentioned that she had a certain piercing. He mentioned that she has a tattoo of Howard Stern right there on the. Yeah, Howard Stern signed her ass crack apparently, and she tattooed it.
That makes total sense.
Now that you said it that way,
Wow. I thought you meant like his face on her ass. I'm like, what?
I think she's from out in California, and Howard Stern was out there. I think he was signing his private parts book or Mr.
I remember those days.
And she got him to sign her the crack of her ass, and she got it tatted on there. So he's talked about like when he hitting it from the back, he sees Howard Stern's name is on the crap. He's talked about that on the podcast, and like I said, he mentioned that she had the piercing. He's told the Brock Lesnar story where Brock Lesnar on purpose groped her to try to make her uncomfortable, which he threatened to shoot Brock Lesnar after. He's talked about that whole thing. So it sounds like they're into some because he said he's kind of
is it grooming or is it just trying to figure out if you got a chance? You know what I mean?
The story that Jim Ross told about Ric Flair, where he's trying to help Jim get laid, and they took the girls back to the limo, and it wasn't going. He was like, Jim Ross was not doing very well, and the ladies wanted to get out of there, and then Ric Flair just whipped it out. He whipped it out right. He tells this story in Under the Black Hat. He whips it out, and the ladies freak out. They go, "Oh my God!" They get out of the limo, and Jim Ross looks at Ric Flair. And he goes, "Why did you do that?" And Rick was like, Works about half the time.
Yeah. There's also I haven't actually been able to find the article on that, but Big Daddy is talking about. There's also allegations against Jimmy Havoc.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
So it'll be interesting to see what's going on.
Too.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, but well, the question is it real or is it just like more of the stuff that's been going on lately? Because a lot of this grooming stuff there's a lot of accusations coming out about this grooming stuff.
Well, there's obviously age ranges and people want to
I got here.
People,
and it worked.
I mean,
it worked.
Exactly. I mean, there's legalities, and then there's perception and all that other stuff. I'm not getting into it. I'm just saying that people have
the show is off the rails.
Oh my god!
And they're with us, and a certain person is going live, and they're staying with us, and that's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
That tells me we're developing our own following, which is
that's right. Bam.
Oh my god!
But
I want to say one thing about NXT. 2 matches. There were, actually, screw the matches. They actually are setting up their main event heavyweight situation quite well, all in this one episode. And you have Gargano and Keith Lee and Adam Cole, and I'm forgetting somebody, and Finn Balor.
Finn Balor, yeah.
It was tense, and it was a really good stare down, and I'm looking forward to how they're going to work everything out starting next week.
I think it's interesting that we and there's some rumors coming out that we might get the first 2-belt champion in NXT and Keith Lee.
We're going to have.
I could see that. I could see that.
When Johnny Gargano wins, he's going to be Johnny Champ, he said, and I'm totally agreeing with that.
I thought NXT sucked other than that. That's the only thing I liked.
What about the tag matches? You don't like Breezango?
No.
I wasn't. I like that. Yeah, like
Priest and
Priest versus Killian Dane. I hated that.
You're setting Killian Cross up, or whatever they're calling him.
That was
Alia
good too. I'm in the background.
Alia versus Zia Lee. I hated that.
Puking in the ring is stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We talked about on here that they've made this job guy's name Leon Ruff the second that Leo Rush got fired.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's LR. Yeah, exactly.
Leon Ruff, Leo Rush. I mean, come on. I don't know that we'd ever talk.
I'm on a damn milk carton looking for Leo Rush's ass. His little rap CD, apparently the streaming numbers plummeted after like the first few hours. He got like a quick rush when he tweeted out to his fans, and nobody is listening to his rap record that he put out.
But God, NXT was awful, man.
We didn't even talk about the FTR Bucks thing. Are you guys digging the way that they are building this match?
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like the slow build. I like it.
Yes, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it, and I follow both members on the Twitter, and I've been enjoying some of the spicy tweets that Dax he's been
those guys they're clever, man, and they're much better on the mic than I can't believe that Vince wouldn't let them talk.
Ugh.
It's one of the things that I can't believe about
they got that southern accent, brother.
I don't. Well, it's not even that deep, man. It's like not like they can't sound articulate.
That's why I laugh when what's Brody Lee's talking about that Vince he's from New York, and Vince is like, hey pal, I want you to talk with a southern accent. You're like, what?
Yeah, I want you to talk with a southern accent, but these other two guys sound southern, so I'm not going to let them talk on the mic.
God, that's great. No, you guys are all like from the backwoods and everything. Don't you get it, pal? Don't you? Vince,
Vince.
Actually, speak
freaking
on the
Vince.
No, I love it. No, this is beautiful. I'm excited. It seems like we got a couple of really cool things coming up over the next
Fighter Fest.
Fighter Fest is definitely.
Fighter Fest is looking great.
Orange Cassidy versus Jericho. Am I correct on that one?
Yes, that's great. That is great.
And what's the WWE pay-per-view for July?
TLC or something like that. I don't know.
Extreme Rules. Is it Extreme Rules?
That's what it is. Okay,
it's one of those, Yule, where they use a bunch of weapons.
No, I knew it.
All right.
Said elimination chambers, but
for me, a gimmick match is a tag match.
We have talked about yes, we did. We
That's
talked
it.
about Owens. But
Yeah, we got the Big Daddy Chaos down there talking about any thoughts on Carnland. He's running for office.
Go follow him on Twitter, and you can see what that's all about.
Check him out, man. But no, it's NXT. Other than that, man, I can't stand this Loomis crap.
Go watch him on Impact.
But I'm like, I'm
it's definitely Extreme Rules. Oh, thanks, Hollywood. Okay.
Yeah, like I said,
Hollywood Square. All right.
But I thought just like going back to TNT for a second, we're getting more of those little hints that Cody might be turning heel.
Oh yeah, he was not happy with his group.
Yeah, he's like, am I even in the Elite anymore?
Yeah,
I tried when he said that. I was like,
he talked about the Nightmare family too.
Yep. He's
Four
talking
Horsemen,
about
brother.
Dude, I would not be opposed to that. I would not be opposed to that one.
That was our first episode, I do believe we said that.
Yep.
I don't know how that would work, Antonio.
I thought Vince still owned the trademark because he bought WCW. I thought he owned trademark to it. That's why
I don't think so, because the Four Horsemen were actually an organization from Notre Dame before they were part of.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like how Scott Hall talked about the NWO Wolfpack was actually the Wolfpack was trademarked by the North Carolina, the NC State Wolfpack. Yeah. And so they put it out there, but in NC State never, they just changed one of the letters or something like that. But Wolfpack was actually they have a copyright on the NC State, which is where Phillip Rivers, the quarterback for the now Indianapolis Colts, that's where he went. He's from Alabama, and he went to NC State, the Wolfpack, and so Scott Hall was just like, we just took the Wolfpack, but he said because he was talking about on one of the NWO specials that they were getting pissed because WCW was taking everything that was NWO and just that they didn't have anything of their own. They wanted something that was more reflective of the clique. And so they did it's like, okay, well, we did the Wolfpack thing because we knew they couldn't copyright that. Because the school owned it. So they did. And then they still had, he said, then they did the Wolfpack and they put me with Hogan and they split us up anyway. It was funny.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. They don't have to do the Four Horsemen. They can just say the Horsemen. And if you notice, that's kind of what, like when Tully talks about him, he doesn't say Four Horsemen. He said he calls them the Horsemen. He says, when I held these four fingers up, they never refer to them as the Four Horsemen.
Woo. So maybe that's on purpose because I suspect because like I said, Vince owned Ric Flair had let some of his trademarks lapse and they copyrighted them for him and they turned some of them over to Rick and then others not. And then obviously they had that dispute over the man trademark, which once a couple months ago, Ric Flair re-signed a Legends contract with WWE, and that was part of the deal that he would give up the man trademark. So so there you go.
Yeah, like I just wanted to touch on that real quick because I thought that was one of the interesting things that happened after that Starks match.
Okay, so Big Daddy GLC has a question for Boogie because so we will let Boogie get this before we close this bad boy out. This has been an amazing show. I've enjoyed hanging out with everybody. Boogie, question: your last pro match was where? Who?
My last match was I had been
Don't do
retired.
the return. Don't do that one. Do your real last match.
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember.
Oh, okay, then do that other one. I just wanted to have another match.
I don't remember what my actual last match was, and then I came out of retirement and had a match with my best friend. We did a charity golf tournament for a friend of mine that passed away from brain cancer, and so I called up the guys that I broke in with, who now run Innovate Wrestling in Tennessee, and asked them if they would do a cancer benefit. So they did it, and I wrestled Wade Adams. We had a great match.
That's
I actually had that.
You showed us a match. Is that the one you showed us?
Yeah, I can. I've got that match. And then we did it the next year, also for the cancer benefit, and myself and Wade teamed up to wrestle the promoter and his brother. So that match sucked. My match against my match against my best friend was great. The other one was not. How many titles?
Is this in Sullivan County? Is that where this is?
I don't know how many titles I had. I had tag titles. I am still currently the New South Wrestling Tennessee Heavyweight Champion because the promotion I never lost and I never went back to and I had the belt. I had the belt forever and then I gave it to another guy. No, I gave it to a buddy of mine. He was going to give it back to the dude that owned the belt. Because like when you were the champ, you just travel. You just travel with the belt.
You know, it's funny enough. That's how Moose got his belt on
How?
Impact.
How did he get it?
By someone just like leaving it behind. You know.
Oh.
Never mind. Try to get a little impact in for everybody.
Thanks, Yul. That's my gimmick, and it got canned because Bob wants to talk about New Japan.
How long was that? Like 30 minutes or something?
Yeah, but no, I have not. I am an armchair quarterback, Big Daddy. Yeah, he's the armchair quarterback. He's full of
Big Daddy. Don't get it twisted. I had a cup of coffee in wrestling when I was a young lad. I'm not a Hall of Famer like you, brother.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
wait, you're not?
I'm sorry, man.
Okay, we're closing. We're shutting this bad boy. We're shut it down.
The Impact Report. I'm just kidding.
Oh shit! I forgot. Okay, my bad. Hold up.
No.
Go ahead.
No. Let me just say this: if you watch anything from Impact this week, go watch the Deaners with Willie Mack. Yule was posting it on social media. It was so funny. Willie Mack's got the greatest personality. That's what you need to watch.
First time I saw Willie Mack wrestle, he had a hole in his pants. And we were all laughing at him at a PWG.
Where are we going here?
Everybody was like, is that a hole in his pants? We all saw it at the same
There's
time.
a monster and it does a naughty dance.
Oh my God.
Do you have more on your Impact report?
No, I don't have to go through it. I was just being funny.
Oh, okay. Well, I was like, this is. I'm trying to be, a team player here.
I appreciate it.
I sat through the New Japan one. I definitely sit through yours because.
I'm going to turn you on to this, guys. One of these days, it's going to happen.
What are you talking? I've been watching New Japan for a long time, Bob.
I'm talking about.
You're never going to convince that one. No. Antonio's not going to watch it.
You're right.
And I'm not going to lie to you, Antonio. I straight up tell you, I don't think you'll like it.
Yeah. Although I keep hearing the glorious spectacle that is Wrestle Kingdom, and so I had somebody they sent me an email and they had ordered the book and they started talking about wrestling and mentioned Wrestle Kingdom. I was like, oh, okay.
That might be the time that you sign up for New Japan and then just cancel it the next month. Because me and Bob are already talking, and I think we need to do it.
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom live stream it, even though it's going to be like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, that means it's 1 in the morning for me.
2 days.
I can do it.
Fusion. I don't know what that. I keep hearing that the Samoan guy on MLW that Jim Cornette keeps saying that AEW should buy his contract out and bring him up. He's what's the name? Roman Reigns' little brother or cousin or whatever the hell.
And guys, try and get people to watch us watching these live events. We're better than those limeys.
Yeah.
Come on. Why are you watching them?
No, the only way this works is that it's been like 7 months now we've been doing these. This is the 39th episode, and that's not including all the live streams we do for the pay-per-views, which those have been fun hanging out with all you guys. It's been incredible. I'm really proud of this podcast. I'm really proud of what we're building here. And this works. The group of us, and then, like letting people come in and hang out with us and stuff like that. I've been really proud of it. So I'm very happy that Boogie asked me to participate in this. I was very honored to be included,
We're the 4 Horsemen of Professional Wrestling podcast. Woo! Word of mouth is the best way. Like, you guys make this show. You guys tell somebody, and then we start just getting new people coming in here. So it's awesome.
We're not that scary. Tell people we're not that scary.
I don't know. If they see the rant you went on earlier, they may never come back.
Hell yeah, man. Tell them people you don't like The Undertaker.
It's going to get clipped. You're yelling.
Is that going to be the clip?
We had more people during that time. I just want you to know.
We got some great stuff. We need to start clipping it. Matter of fact, I'll talk to Boogie about that.
22 minutes. We got one of Antonio. I can't remember what it was, but I liked it.
Yeah, it was like,
I remember what it was.
Either way, this has been an incredible episode of the Wrestling Council. So the 40th episode of the Wrestling Council will be live next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I always forget I'm in Central Time. So 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Talking Balls. Obviously, check my favorite channel listing. You will see Talking Balls
in
there.
the chat.
Yeah, Boogie, drop it in the chat there. Drop it like it's hot so people will know. We see a lot of you guys over there anyway, but for those of you that are new that only come in occasionally, it's like, I see Antonio streaming. What's going on? Please sign up for the Talking Balls Network. Show Boogie some love. That's my dude. And this is going to be our 40th episode. So I am thrilled. I'm looking forward to hanging with all of you gentlemen. And maybe we can do
ladies.
Because, we're coming up 40 and then 10 more episodes. We'll have our 50th broadcast. I'm excited.
Yeah, we got to come up with something big for 50. We got to figure something out for that.
Yeah. So this
we need somebody. We need something.
Episode 40 next week on the Talking Balls Network for Boogie Bentley, Yul Carter, Comic Book Bob. I am, of course, Antonio Bryce, Excelsior.